Today, I want to talk to you about someone who has not only just left a mark on Nike, but has left a mark on my life. Who am I talking about? Nelson Farris. See, to me, he's not only Nike's greatest storyteller, but if I'm being honest, he's probably one of the best storytellers for me of all time. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, this is Noan El Boricua, and I am your host here at Fuel Pasión Podcast, where we immerse ourselves in cultura, where we grow in our faith, and we make those conexiones. I'm really excited because I know that for me to put this video out, look, I don't think Nelson Farris is even going to see this video. So even if he sees it, I really hope that you understand where I am coming from as a video to kind of say thank you, but more importantly, stay till the very end because I think this video can help you to understand the importance of like an elevator pitch professionally, like when to shoot your shot, and two, understanding how do you master the fundamentals and how that shows well when you're growing in your career or maybe growing in your entrepreneurship or just growing in life, okay? So remember, if this video is impactful, I hope you can subscribe, hope you like it, maybe pass it to someone that might need to hear about this because let me tell you, Nelson Farris to me is one of the best, if not the best out there in all that he has done. So the question then is, okay, what is it about this guy? Well, let me tell you this. A few years ago, prior to COVID, I want to say 2018, 2019, I had the chance to be able to go to an offsite at work where it's for the most part, majority of teams do that, right? You all get together, you kind of break down like, what do you celebrate? What are we getting after? And how do we really strategize? But in a lot of these offsites, as you may or may not know, you get a chance to be able to hear from someone that's going to give a really great workshop, or maybe they're going to share their journey that can make an impact in your life. Now, let me set this up for you. I always wanted to meet Nelson Farris. That's if you know me and you've heard this story, I don't fast forward, but just know why I'm saying this. I prepared for that moment. I did not know. The beauty of our job is that they try to surprise you with the guest speakers. So our first guest speaker on day one, where we sat down with our team, I was sitting down and I was already kind of doing a kind of like a project pilot thing where I wanted to record things just to kind of see what could happen. And none other than Nelson Farris shows and walks into the room. What did I do? I 100%. And I want to give a shout out to Mia, my old leader, because she kind of told me, yo, you better go up there. So when I went up to Nelson Farris, here's the elevator pitch. I introduced myself. I told him my name is Noan Cruz. I am from Los Angeles. I have my Dodger hat on. He immediately grabbed my badge and goes, "You're from LA?" And I said, "Yes, I am, sir." And I end up finding out that he himself is from Long Beach, that he went to Millikan High, he went to Cal State Long Beach. And I end up telling him, that's amazing. I actually grew up near Jordan High where my dad lived. And at that time also, we lived a little closer to downtown LA when I was a kid. So there was already a connection. I was so happy. And here's the thing, within that minute and a half, about 90 seconds, I had the chance to tell him, I just want to share with you before you go up, thank you for being the greatest chief storyteller at Nike. And I just want to let you know that you've inspired me, that one day you can pass the baton and that I can be able to carry and continue that legacy. That was it. That was it. Like, I shot my shot, and just to let you know at the end, well, you know what? I'll save it to the end. I'll save it to the end why that's amazing. Let me tell you a little bit about Nelson Farris. And of course, this is for the most part, a lot of people may or may not know about him, but Nelson Farris started back in 1972, back when Nike was called BRS, aka Blue Ribbon Sports. As he says, he was literally him and with along with other people just selling shoes out of the trunk of their vehicles, and really didn't stop him, right? Because he kept moving forward. Nelson worked within our running department. He helped lead it. He directed it back in the day. He even moved to Europe to be able to help launch Nike's first European office. He oversaw the marketing. of the 1984 Olympics here in Los Angeles, which really helped cement Nike on a global stage, which, yo, by the way, 2028 is coming around the corner, okay? All this to say that over the years, he's held various roles. You can look it up, okay? He traveled to dozens of different countries, right? But here's the thing, he played such a huge role when it came to creating programs, specifically to the Nike Eakin training. Eakin is Nike spelled backwards. They are storytellers that know Nike front to back and back to front. Story for another day. Now, in his final kind of like season and chapter, it was really about being a chief storyteller. It's about shaping culture, mentoring employees, and really reminding us so many times of why all stories matter, especially yours and mine. So, I talked about how I met him. Remember, I said that I was recording and taking photos, things of that nature. So, shoot or shoot, right? And that's what I did. After Nelson had already spoken, I went up to him and I said, hey, we're here the whole week. Do you have time on your calendar to give me like 20, 15 minutes of your time? Would love to be able to interview you for like a potential pilot that we're trying to do internal. And he allowed it. I had the chance with a couple of my coworkers to be able to sit down with Nelson and ask him some really key questions, right? And I think for me, when I was in that room, right? So elevator pitch, check. It worked. I got to sit down with him and to be able to ask him some other deeper questions. Not only that, when I'm sitting down, one of my questions, right, as I asked him was like, hey, what kind of advice would you give for people that are trying to navigate the retail space? They're trying to get up to the corporate ladder. Everyone's in it. Doesn't matter what company you're at. Here's the thing what Nelson said that I thought it was crazy, right? Nelson says, look, we are a sports company at our core. That's who we are. But he shared he's been to so many stores in his tenure, so many locations. And you know what's the one thing? And I have it right here on my note. I had it over here and I had to move over here. This is what I took away from that conversation. His advice was simple. Master what is in front of you today. Great to think ahead. Great to say one day you're going to be a director. Great to say one day you're going to be doing this. But here's the thing. Your pitch, right? Your craft, your role, your current role, all those skills that you're learning right now are transferable to potentially the other role that you're going to get to. That's what he said. So I was just like, okay, cool. Meaning like doing like I remember he mentioned like folding the t-shirt. Like, are you the best folder in your store? Are you the best folder in the city? Are you the best folder in the region? Are you the best folder? Right? Like he just was leveling up, like literally folding, because that skill set prepares you for opportunities that you can't even see yet. Right? So Nelson lived that out. And going from this grassroots sales to like global marketing to building really Nike's internal culture, yo, like that's what it's about. So my hope is that for those of you that are still here, know your elevator pitch, but more importantly, master what you have right now in front of you. Because you do not realize how that will get you to the next level, or to a critical experience, or to an internship, or to opening other doors to be able to meet some other people. You guys follow me? Nelson, muchas gracias. Thank you so much. I appreciate you because after 52 incredible years at this brand, I just want to say muchas gracias. All the lessons, the presents that you've given, right, in every room that you've walked into every city, into every store. Thank you for your presence. And also showing us that storytelling is leadership. Storytelling is your DNA. Storytelling is being authentically and genuinely yourself. Never lose the opportunity to tell your story. That's why I'm grateful for Nelson. He reminded me a few years ago that I need to own my story. And then how does that click to the overall arching theme of what we're doing here at work? And not just work, but in life. So my hope is that, Nelson, if you don't get a chance to see this video, if you're still watching, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that this can hopefully get you to think and really inspire you to understand your story matters, own it, master what's in front of you, and always have that elevator pitch ready because you just never know. Ladies and gentlemen, like always, thank you so much. Let's immerse ourselves dentro de la cultura. Let's continually grow in our faith and also make those conexiones, make those connections, right? Check us out at fuelpasionpodcast.com. And I'm excited because Latino Heritage Month is right around the corner. So excited for this. And yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm going to be sharing some stuff down the road and some of the great things that I had a chance to be a part of. So, como dice Miguel, that was such a fail. Como dice mi abuelita, que Dios te bendiga.